Good morning, everyone. So it's Rachel here, and we are doing Roxy's Journal of Stitchery, and this is an unheard of super early video for me. It's 7:30 in the morning because I have to go out in about an hour. So otherwise, I might risk at not getting my video done. So this is how I like to store my little piece. Well, it's not so little; it's quite long, but I really love it. It's so textural. And oh gosh, I am loving everybody else's as well. I've got to tell you, there's been some amazing ponds and fountains that are just beyond. So feeling the pressure. So I'm going to embroider this. I'm thinking I'm going to use a grey, and I haven't decided. I like this. This is like a, no, that's too dark, a bluey grey, but I've got a lighter one here. This one, that's what I'm going to use. And I don't know whether I'm going to fill it in or not, so let's just outline it with back stitch and see what happens. I'm wondering whether it's sort of morning light now, and I'm wondering whether I want to I use 3 strands, I think. Maybe turn on my light. It's 2. You can tell it's early morning. I'm struggling here. Takes me a minute to get myself going. Like I do in the morning, when I first get up, I do computer stuff sort of thing, finish packaging, do the documents for any orders I might have if I have them, and you know, just a bit of computer stuff till I sort of get myself going. So but yeah, it's something to be said for a morning video. So let's just, no, the light looks good for you, but it's not great for me. See, it's reflecting because I'm right in front of my window. So I'm going to bring you down. I'm going to slide over here. And there we go. So let's see. Maybe I'll thread a few needles. In the spirit of procrastination, let's thread a few needles so that I don't have to stop and start all the time. This is very old, this thread. This thread would be predate Lulu because it's the one where I've cut it. I didn't know how you, when I was first learning to embroider. I must pull that piece out one day. It was from a Marie Claire Ideas, which I love that I used to love that magazine. And then they used to come out every 2 months. It was the most inspirational French magazine. Did anybody else used to buy it? And it still comes out, but they made it, it used to come out every 2 months, and they made it every 3 months, and they kind of changed the format a little bit, and it just wasn't quite as good, and it was just full of ads, and it wasn't an El Cheapo magazine to buy because it came from France. So I just stopped buying it. And but I had started this embroidery. I didn't even know how to embroider, honestly. I've never finished it. It's really bright colors. I had no idea what I was doing. And Mum would come, and then Mum came over before Lulu was born with her incredible stuff, and I was just like, oh dear. Okay, so I'm just going to outline it before I sort of lose my drawing. I did see a lady's on the group that was absolutely similar, like not the same shape, but similar shape to mine, and she had done the most incredible textural embroidery. So I am wondering whether I want to do that. So I'm just doing back stitch here. I won't put you through all of it. I might pause the video. This is why I need to get it started, at least if I don't get it done before I go out. When I come back at around midday, I can sort of finish it off and upload. So this is all I'm going to do, is I'm literally going to back stitch all of the outline of the fountain. So I may sit and do this, probably take me a while because it's not quick. Might take me, I'm estimating it'll take me half an hour, in which case I won't be back until midday, but then it's all going to be a mad rush. So we'll just when you're going around curvy bits, I just do little stitches. I can hardly even see it. Of course, my fingers are warm, and as I hold it, the friction pen will just slowly disappear. See, I've already finished one. Oh, I already like it. What I also love about these mats, I know you can have your pin cushion. I have my pin cushions as well galore, but I love sticking my pins in them when I've finished with them for a second. I think I will have a little bird sitting on the edge of my fountain. I may fill in this top bit, as I've done it over some sprigs of grass. I may fill that in, but I haven't decided whether I'll fill all of it in. And it would just be oh, that's a teeny tiny stitch. It's because the light's reflecting, I can't 100% see what I'm doing. So you get the idea. So how is everyone today? I hope you're well. We are well here, just chugging along. I'm going to have a busy few weeks, these next few weeks, getting myself organised for the ladies arriving. Got quite a lot of sort of administrative stuff to do still for that. As in, you know, like I've got to send a final itinerary to the bus company, and, you know, with times, a more detailed one. Book restaurants and stuff. I sort of know which ones I want to book. I've just got to do it. It's not like just ringing up and booking. I'm going to go and organise the menu as well. Okay, and then start doing this bit down here before they all disappear. No, it's too thick. I'll have to do the stab method. Okay, so that's that. Oh, I really do. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. Yes, I am. Okay, I'll pause the video. I'll sit and keep on doing that before I go out. I may or may not get back, but you won't even notice because it'll be like a second, because I'll join the videos together. But I'm going to do the same on all of the outline, and then I'm going to put a little bird here, I think. Not there, I think I'll put it here because that's a little bit crowded there. This I am going to colour in. I may colour in bits of it and see how I feel about it. And here I'll do shading, I think. But if I could then decide I didn't like the shading, and I might fill it all in, but I have to decide. So I will be back soon. Hi guys, so I am back, and you won't believe what time it is. It's about 2:30, 2:45. Yep, I'm back here, and I am back doing my video, but I'm very late because we went to, I was outside of Bologna to visit this lady that I see in the antique markets, to visit her shop, and we were there, until 12:30, and it took 40, about 47 minutes to get back here. So it's 2:45. There you go. The computer's just turning on. Yes, it took us that long to get back here, and so I'm late. I'm late. Oh well, sometimes it happens. You just have to really go with it. I got a bit worried when I was thinking about, because I did stop at the post office to send a couple of orders, and then I had to come home and cook lunch quickly, and oh dear. Anyway, here we are. I'm back. So I wanted to tell you what I'm doing. I'm doing like a kind of random sort of short and long stitch. In there, I did it also here. You can see there's gaps. I wanted it to kind of be rough. And here I'm just doing little shadowy sort of parallel stitches. Some are longer, some are shorter. And I'm going to do that in all of this part here. And then I'm thinking here I'm going to fill in with this slightly lighter coloured grey. So I'll just show you a bit of this, me doing this, just so you can get an idea. And then we'll do, and I think I'll do it kind of messy. I think that, you know, being a little bit messy gives it sort of like a bit of texture. But I felt like if I just outlined it, it wasn't really going to stand out so much. Actually, I'm thinking I could even come in here and just do a few stitches in with the lighter colour as well. Like I was doing some shading. So yeah, we went to her shop. So she lived, so in Italy quite often there's these old looking sort of houses, and they're right on the road, pretty much on the main road. And I've quite often wondered, does anybody live in those? Because they don't really have any space in front of the houses between them and the road. And anyway, so Patrizia, that's her name, she lives there with her husband. She's, you know, she's a bit older than me, and so she has her antique store downstairs at the front. And I think so because the houses here, those sorts of houses, it would have been full country in the old days. And downstairs they had their barn, and then upstairs they lived upstairs, and they had their animals under the house, in the barn under the house, and it sort of sent heat up too, kept the house warmer. So she's got her antique store down there, but then she's got like boxes and boxes and boxes of antique sort of linens, you know, ones with monograms, lovely laces, and all kinds of stuff. So I'm taking the ladies there when we go. So I just went to organise and see, you know, she said, can you come and see, because she's got so much stuff that I just sort of wanted to give her an idea, and we sort of organised areas where she'll be set up and everything, you know, pull out all the linens because they weren't all out on display. So it did take a while, and of course my mother-in-law was very chatty, and so she did not stop talking, and so we stayed there much longer than we anticipated. But it was a nice morning. We enjoyed ourselves, and her place is, it's so eclectic, and you know, she's got the beautiful old Cotto tiles and beams, and all the floors are wonky, and I just loved it. I said to her, I've always wondered what these sorts of houses are like inside, and now I've been in one. So it's really lovely. Like they need to do, she said we need to do work on it, but I said, please don't be one of those Italians that she wouldn't, because she's an antique dealer. She loves antiques, so I don't think she ever would. But so many Italians just want to all knock those houses down, or they renovate them so much that they remove all the character of the house, sort of thing. They just want it all to be new inside, and I understand that desire because they live with the old. But us who doesn't have all that old want to keep the character of the place. So we you know, desire it, and they want to get rid of it. So because they grew up with it. So I think I'm probably doing more stitches here than I should. But anyway, this is what I'm doing. And so, yeah, so it was really, I really loved it. And it was like all these little rooms, like it was just like a labyrinth of rooms and things full of boxes, full of exciting things in there. So that was my morning. Okay, so I'm just going to do a few more stitches. So I actually, my threads go a long way, because what I do is, instead of, and I've told you this many times before, so I'm going down here, instead of coming up here, which would be the normal thing to do, I come up next to my stitch. And so I only have this tiny little bit of thread under on the underside, instead of a long thread going across over to there. Does that make sense? So they do go a long way before I have to rethread, but I do need to rethread now. So I think I'll stop doing that bit, because you've got an idea of how I'm doing it, and I'm going to have a look at the other bits, so that way we can get crack-a-lacking with this video. I did want to have a little bit of, tiny bit of, it's going to be a very weak fountain. It's going to just have a little spout shooting out the top. So again, 3 strands. And I might thread up a couple of needles. What have I done here? It's gone uneven. Oh, it's short. Okay, that's okay. I will trim it. Oops, I thought I was threading it. So there's been, there was at least one question query, and I think there's been a couple over there for the last few weeks, if we are doing another project. We are. So if you want to hang around and have fun with us, if you're having fun. For the next 6 months, it will be starting in the beginning of July and going to the end of the year. And we will be revealing our idea towards the end of May, so that you can start gathering. And I don't mean gathering purchasing, I mean also gathering, maybe you might have lots of supplies at home. I think shop your supplies, and then if you need to have something else other than what you have at home, then you can purchase as well. Or you might just be, love purchasing new stuff too. You might find that inspiring. Sometimes I do. Just having new things, like one new thing, one new little thing, even though we have lots of stuff, is always a bit of inspiration, isn't it? So, yeah, so you'll have like a good month to start thinking and organising. So I just want to do this messy, and then if I want to come back and fill it in a bit more, I will do that after. know I've gone quiet. Sorry guys, I was lost in thought. That's what happens when you stitch. You have, you sit and think about things all that you have to do, what's going to be next. I was thinking about some things that I need to sort out and organize. And so I just got lost in thought while I was stitching away here. It was actually very relaxing too. I was feeling very peaceful in my thoughts. Okay, so I need to change my thread. I'm not going to get very far with that other one. That was short, or did I use the short one first? I think no, the other one's short. See how I don't fill it all up with stitches? It's because I can't go next two and come up, and then next two and come up. Occasionally I jump across, but not always. Oh no, it's all right. I'll do this one and then we can rethread if we need to. Just give you a tap to make sure you are in focus. Because flipping this thing around in front of the camera probably, sometimes it sends it out of focus because it focuses there. I see it adjusting to what's closer to the camera and it blurs the background sometimes. So then if I flip the fabric up in front of you, then it focuses higher, like higher up there, and then what's down on my mat stays out of focus. That's what happened in one of the videos. I had to cut a whole lot out. Oh, I'm starting to become a little bit too neat here. I need to become a bit more messy because I just want that messy look. Of course, there's a lot of texture happening also behind, but I feel like when I've filled it in a bit more in the other bits, it'll sort of come together. I'm just going with it. It might not be my favorite element on my project. I don't know. It might become when I've finished it. Still need to decide what's going to happen over there. Over here. Oops. Okay, so I'm going to keep on doing that. Oh no, I kind of wanted to show you. I am going to do a little bit of this color in here, so I thought I might do that with you. Okay, we got across there. Okay, let's just thread another 2 needles. And down here I wanted to do, maybe not quite there because that would be right under the bowl and I think it would be darker. But I'm going to put a bit of light. I only threaded 1 needle. So still quite loose sort of stitches. So you can see a little bit of the background coming through. Okay, yeah, I like that. And then here I was going to do this color, but I'm thinking I may add a bit of the darker color as well. So I'm just going to go across ways just to contrast to down the bottom where I went downwards. Maybe just a few stitches here. And I definitely think I'm going to come in with a few highlights in there as well. Yeah, and I could come in with the darker one there. So I will pause the video and continue on, and then I will be back. Okay, so I'm back. I haven't quite finished. I've still got to do my water. I decided not to fill that in. I quite liked it as it is. So, but I'm also going to do a few little sort of flowers around it. So I'll start doing that. I probably won't get it finished. I do a sort of like, I'm just using an Appleton wool. I'll probably bring in another color because this one's quite pale. I'm not going to do the flowers too small, otherwise we won't be able to see them. That's one. And I'm just making this up as I go. Okay, I'm going to do some on the other side. but I'm going to continue doing the flowers. I add the water, it's just going to be 3 little running stitches there, and I might even get the bird done, and then I'll share a photograph of that on Instagram, and you'll see it next week anyway. But I think I'll end the video here, or I won't get it uploaded. It's really late. You're normally watching it by now, so I think I'll end it, and then when I've finished, if I finish it today, because I've got a lot to do, I will post the photograph on Instagram. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'm loving seeing everybody else's work. And yeah, next week is a new prompt reveal, and it means I will be going first next week. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again soon. Bye.